Hey friends! Surely somewhere deep inside you've nurtured the desire to own an iPhone, to show it off, to elevate your status, to feel that pride. For every young soul out there, it's been the first love, the first dream, the first obsession. And honestly, it still is. Oh my God! Sell your heart on installment, mortgage your kidney if needed. But if that shiny iPhone with 3 cameras lands in your hand, it feels like heaven itself. And here's the crazy part. Studies show people check their phones over 2,600 times a day. With an iPhone, every glance feels like a moment of glory. Finally, the iPhone is bought. And here's the funny part. People are more excited about the unboxing than actually using the phone. To afford a flagship device, they stretch their wallets, drain their savings, and swipe their cards like never before. Earlier, people showed off their status by riding a horse at weddings. Today, they pull out an iPhone in the bus and post an Instagram story. New baby in my life. And the biggest joke is this. Once they buy the phone, they make fewer calls and take more selfies. Because the real purpose of owning the phone is not to talk to someone, but to show the world. The madness of iPhone. Today, we're talking about Apple's iPhone. A device so iconic, its price crosses premium thresholds, and yet the craze is so intense that people stand in line for hours just to get their hands on one. Even those who can't afford it up front are buying it on installments. Look closely at This is Apple. A recent viral story told of a mother who sells flowers outside a temple. Her son refused to eat for 3 days, demanding an iPhone. That mother, with unimaginable sacrifice, somehow gathered the money and bought him one. Every September, Apple unveils a new iPhone model. And each time, the world goes wild. In 2023, the iPhone 15 series pushed global shipments past 231 million units. Then came the iPhone 16 in 2024, keeping momentum strong, with 225 million units shipped. And now, with the launch of the iPhone 17 in 2025, Apple is already seeing record-breaking demand across continents. What's even more surprising? A huge portion of these sales isn't just from big cities. It's from smaller towns, remote regions, and places you'd never expect. The obsession is global. People aren't just buying a phone, they're buying a feeling, a symbol, a statement. One says, an iPhone in hand gets you girls' attention. Another claims, it boosts my self-confidence. And in friends groups, they say, take the photo with his phone, he has an iPhone. The most attractive thing? Its camera. Those 3 cameras at the back have become a status symbol. Passion or addiction? So let's take this one step further. Is this madness genuine passion or a cleverly designed addiction? Do you really buy Apple, or is Apple actually buying you? And why is the iPhone so expensive? Is it made of gold? Today, we'll peel back Apple's layers of strategy that will make you wonder, am I also trapped in this web? Apple's 4-layer trap. Apple has designed a 4-layered trap to sell its products. 1. Price manipulation. Make the product so expensive that people automatically start believing it must be superior. 2. Ecosystem trap. Once you buy an iPhone, you'll inevitably end up buying the rest. MacBook, iPad, Apple Watch, AirPods, iCloud. 3. Social pressure. Apple has turned owning an iPhone into more than a need. It's now a status symbol. 4. Future programming. The most dangerous of all. Apple is conditioning children from a young age to become addicted to its products. Apple is not just planning for the next 2 years, it is planning for your entire generation. The 3-model strategy. Apple never launches just one iPhone model. Every year they release 3. Why? Because it's not generosity, it's psychology. It's a very clever selling trick. Suppose you go to watch a movie. During the interval, you see popcorn. The small cup is 60 cents, the large one is 95 cents. Most people, 90%, will pick the small one to save money. But now imagine the theater introduces a medium cup at 85 cents. Suddenly, the majority of people will jump straight to buying the large at 95 cents, thinking, for just 10 cents more, I'm getting so much more than medium. You feel smart, but in reality, you were tricked. That 85-cent popcorn wasn't there to give you choice. It was only there to manipulate your brain. This is called the decoy effect. Now, Apple uses the exact same strategy. Suppose you walk into an Apple store. You see only 2 options, iPhone 14 for $840 and iPhone 14 Pro Max for $1,560. Naturally, most people would buy the cheaper one. But Apple introduces a third middle model, iPhone 14 Pro, priced at $1,380. Suddenly, your brain thinks, oh, the difference between Pro and Pro. Max is only $180. Might as well go for the Max. Before, when people thought $1,560 was too expensive, now they happily pay it. Why? Because the Pro makes the Pro Max look like a better deal. You believe you're choosing freely, but in reality, Apple has already decided what you'll buy. And the 3-model strategy is so effective that other brands are now copying it. Go to Starbucks. You'll see 3 coffee sizes: small, medium, large. Go to PVR. 3 popcorn sizes again: small, medium, large. And you think you've made your own choice. But no, my friend. The entire path, the entire plan, the entire trap was designed in advance, only so you'd buy what they want you to buy. The EMI trap. Recently, I met a young professional, fresh into his career, full of energy. Just days after starting his job, he bought an iPhone. Everyone around him was shocked. I asked him, without a salary, how did you afford such an expensive phone? He said, "Sir, I took it on installments. I just have to pay $54 every month for 4 years. Since it's expensive, I also got it insured." The biggest game begins with installments. Companies know most people cannot pay $1,800 in one go. So they throw the installment bait. Get your iPhone today for just $6 per month. Get 10% cash back on so-and-so credit card. Your brain thinks, wow, only $60 per month, that's affordable. But in reality, you are taking on interest, tax, and stress. Installments mean you've mortgaged your future income. Apple isn't bad, but any purchase made without financial wisdom leads you towards poverty. If your income is $600 and you're buying a $1,800 phone, then you're not a customer, you're a victim. Be a smart consumer, not an emotional one. The ecosystem trap. Apple's biggest trick? It makes you feel special. And in this illusion, you sacrifice your savings, your salary, and your stability. Once you buy one Apple product, you can't stop. Bought an iPhone? Congratulations. You've entered a new world where leaving is almost impossible. Your data is in iCloud. Your AirPods will only connect there. Your MacBook will sync with it. Your Apple Watch will run with it. Features like AirDrop, iMessage, and FaceTime, only on Apple. Soon you'll feel Android just doesn't compare to Apple. Apple has tied you into its ecosystem, and now even if you want to switch, you can't. And the most dangerous move? Early mind capture. From childhood, kids are being raised on Apple products. In school, they say, "Dad, I want an iPad." In college, they say, "Dad, I want an iPhone." Everyone has one. Apple is building brand loyalty, not for a year, but for an entire lifetime. The Apple Store experience. And finally, let me tell you the most interesting part. The Apple Store. The place where iPhones are sold looks more like a temple for the new generation. White walls, calm atmosphere, minimal design, and all the latest models kept in the open, ready for you to touch and feel. You feel like you are touching the future, but in reality, you are handing over your decisions to Apple. Notice this. Apple never aggressively sells. They never push. They just silently suggest. No salesman will ever pressure you. They only guide you. Apple doesn't sell to you. You end up buying yourself. The bigger picture. My friends, you may think you are using Apple, but the truth is, Apple is using you. Your habits, your memories, your aspirations are all locked inside an invisible code. Apple hasn't just sold you a gadget, it has made you part of its brand. You are not loyal, you are programmed. You are not a user, you are a walking, talking proof of how a company can silently hijack your choices, without a single warning. From a business perspective, Apple's strategy is brilliant, even wonderful. But from a normal consumer's perspective, it's a high-tech exploitation. They don't even give chargers with the phone anymore, you have to buy them separately. Today, Apple's net worth is $3.6 trillion, more than the GDP of countries like Brazil, Russia, Australia, Canada, and Spain combined. Steve Jobs' company has truly become a case study for the world. Every major brand should learn business strategy from Apple. So friends, this was the reality of Apple's strategy. So now tell me, is it passion or is it addiction? Have you ever bought something just to feel accepted or to boost your image? Was it worth it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you've ever taken something on installment just to feel proud, share your story. Let's talk honestly. Also, if you have any questions about smart spending, tech psychology, or Apple's strategy, ask me below. I might just feature your comment in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and tag that one friend who's saving up for an iPhone right now. Let's see how deep this obsession really goes.